Life is a dream, and reality, it's a movie, and you are the star. Stay tuned because I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm Will Rucker, and I help awakening people actualize their spirituality. It's so important that you begin to understand the nature of reality itself. Know that this is but a dream, and one day you'll wake up. And as you wake up, you'll recognize, oh, I'm just waking up from a dream into another dream. Life is a movie, and you're starring in it. You chose your part. They sent you some scripts, and you're like, oh, I like this one. This is what I'll pick. And in fact, this is super empowering because when you recognize that you have chosen your life, it gives you control. It gives you a sense of ownership, of radical power because you know that you chose it. Now, I know some of us have had very hard lives, particularly in our childhoods. Some horrific things have happened. And to say that you chose those horrific things may be a bit much. But at least put yourself in that posture of recognizing, I chose to walk this road. I chose to star in this film. All of this is a dream, and I can control what happens and how I move forward. That empowers you to choose the reality you prefer. It gives you the ability to say, I want this, and let other realities go. Now, no one is completely in control of their script, of their movie, of their dream. Of course, even in a movie, there are people that are on set with you, and you have lighting that sometimes doesn't quite go right. You have to do it over. Sometimes the sound guy forgot to press record. Every now and again, someone will walk in front of the camera, and you have to do it over again. But that's okay, because you can do it over again. And those that are in this movie with you are impacting how your movie plays out. Your co-stars are contributing to the life you live and how well you can perform. Because we're all ultimately connected, and my dream has you in it, and your dream has me in it, and what I do in my dream does carry over into yours, and it can shift you, and it can pull you, and it can push you, and it can make you rewrite your own script. You can say, director, I don't like this word here. I'm going to use this word. I don't like how this is staged. We're going to do it this way. In theater, we do this all the time. We kind of ad-lib a little bit, and sometimes it makes it into the script. Think of Beyonce, Queen Bee, right? Dreamgirls had an entire song added because she said, oh no, I don't have a song for me. I need one. And they did it. But you're Beyonce. You are Beyonce. And this is your world. We just live in it, baby. We just live in it. This your world. Understand that I'm saying that jokingly, but I'm completely serious. Understand that from a higher level, from an absolute perspective, you are living a dream and you have chosen what is happening because our dreams tell us our deepest desires. They tell us what we're experiencing in the world in a level our conscious brain doesn't quite share. This is why I love music, because music bypasses our conscious brain. It goes straight to our hearts. It gets into us. It causes us to react on a cellular spiritual level in a way that just information does not. And the same is true for your spirit. It's picking up on the energy that is around you, not necessarily just what you're consciously aware of. Because in this movie, everything is energy. As Einstein would say, E equals MC squared. Every material world is energy. Everything. All of this is just energy. And the substance of all energy is love. And that's what you've chosen. You've chosen this particular journey to experience so that you could manifest love in this unique, particular way. You know, the imagination is an amazing gift. It can take us into whole new worlds. You know, everything that exists really started in someone's imagination. The iPhone started as someone's dream. See that word? Dream, imagination, movie script. It's all the same thing. It's the world we create because we create our reality. Your thoughts are things. They are physical, tangible things. Your brain literally fires and wires and creates connections that can be seen and measured with your thoughts. And you can change your brain with your thoughts. Why? Because this is your script and you are the star of the show. But again, you have co-stars. And part of your journey, the script that you've chosen says you're going to get hurt. Yeah, that one's fun, right? Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, that's part of the script. But every good movie has this layer of pain, and every good movie has suspense, and every good movie has tragedy, and every good movie that I like has a happy ending. And some are like, well, wait a minute, not every movie has a happy ending. It depends on how you look at it, right? Depends on how you look at it. And when you see it through the lens of love, you do recognize every movie truly has a happy ending. It may not be the ending you would have chosen or you desired, but it is the quote unquote happy ending. It's the way it should, because everything is working the way it should. The entire universe is supportive of the life you have chosen. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes in this path that you're on, you recognize, and as your consciousness elevates, you're like, I want something different. I prefer this now. You can change. That's the beauty of this. In fact, you can say, we're going to end this movie right here, and we're going to pick up in this movie. You can change the DVD. Do people still use DVDs? The Blu-ray. I think Blu-ray is the new thing. You can change it out, and that's okay. But recognize, don't take this thing so seriously. Don't take your trauma so seriously because you chose it. You said, I want to go through this. I want to walk this road and I want to have these experiences. And while you may not have written to the letter, okay, I want to have this happen on this day and this way, you still chose the ultimate path. Does that make sense? None of us can write every single scene the way we want it exactly. If it was up to me, right now I would have an audience of 10 billion people in front of me and we'd all just love each other. And that's what I choose. But that's not what I see yet. But I know that one day, as I keep walking down this road, as I keep letting the reel of this movie play, I will get the desire of my heart, because that desire wouldn't be there if I didn't already have it. And that's something important that we need to recognize. Live like you have it, because the moment you say, I want it, you're saying, I don't have it. And the universe responds to you. So if you say, I don't have it, the universe hears, I don't have it. The universe then empowers you to not have it. Now, every now and again, there's a fluke in the system. There's a quirk. Something happens. And for example, the recent pandemic, that shifted our timeline in a dramatic way. Every now and again, those things happen and someone hits the lotto. They just played by happenstance, or someone gave them a lotto ticket and they just happened to hit $4 million, right? Sometimes that does happen, but that's the exception. That's not the rule. That's a bug in the system, so to speak. It's a bug we like in the positive things, but in the things we don't prefer, we're like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. But again, no one can write their script exactly how they want it and pick it to the date. We're not that in control because we're all connected. And everyone is living their life on their own timeline, so to speak, in their own universe. One universe, uni, one verse, one. That's it. You have one string, but you're part of the tapestry. Think of a layer cake. One layer is still a cake. But until all the layers are together, it's not a layer cake. Well, reality is that way. You have your reality. We all have our worlds, but until our worlds collide, it's not really the world. And others do have that influence and that pull on you. Just like the moon's gravitational pull makes waves on the earth and the water goes back and forth. And the closer to the sun we get, the hotter it is, and we're a little further out in our orbit, the cooler it is. All of these things, they're symbolic of reality. They're tools that teach us how life really is. And so others, their orbits are pulling you. This is why it's so important to elevate your consciousness, to raise your vibe, because you can pull on others. The higher you go, the higher you pull others. As you reach a love vibration, others are then like, oh, I need to tune to that. If you've ever noticed, like in a band, They'll play one note, and that one note will sound until everyone gets on that frequency. And it may not quite be 440, which is what most orchestras tune to now, or 432, where we should be tuning. Hello, somebody. But it may not be quite on the nose. It may be off one center too. But the entire orchestra is at the same tuning, so it doesn't sound off. There's no clashing. It's in alignment. Even though it may be aligned in a wrong frequency, it is still aligned, and so it functions well. Well, we've been misaligned for a long time. We've aligned to the wrong frequency and chosen things like separation. We've believed the lie, the illusion that we aren't connected. And so we've fought our own fights, and we've gotten our own individual goals. And instead of recognizing we have to help each other, and that a rising tide lifts all boats, but we all need a boat, and we're all in the same boat together. This is not, we're not neighbors on this planet. We're living in the same house. Like, that's what we've got to recognize. And so when we align to that frequency, then that's when those harmonics actually work the right way. And that's when everything responds in the way that it's supposed to, because it's actually not only in alignment, but it's tuned correctly too. And so in this dream that you've chosen, the more you rehearse it, the more you practice it, the more you recognize, I can let go of this and just let it happen, because it's all written. I'm just playing this scene out. The more you turn over and release that energy, the more you'll receive that which you truly desire. And again, it's not what you want. And we can use those terms because it's semantics in a bit, but that energy of the wanting is an energy of not having. But the energy of having brings things to you. Think of the law of attraction. It kind of works, but it kind of doesn't. You do attract what you think about, but you have to position yourself to know that you have it. That's why the law of attraction believes in I ams. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am whole. I am at peace. Because as you say you are those things, that's what you attract and draw. If you say, I don't want to be sick anymore, well, you're actually claiming sickness in a sense, because you're saying, I'm sick. That's really what you're saying. I hope that's making sense to you. So on this timeline, this dream that we're having, this world that we live in, we're all connected. And if we don't get the recognition that we deserve or we desire in this world, we don't become famous, we don't rise to number one, that doesn't mean we're not valuable. It doesn't mean we're not good enough. It doesn't mean that we didn't deserve to be here. It just means that in this play, in this reality, maybe you as the star is playing a supporting role. Maybe that's what you chose, because you did choose this. You chose this reality, and that should give you the strength to continue down the road. And let yourself be empowered by that. Let yourself feel that to your core, that you chose this. Yes, you're big enough to have chosen this. And you're big enough to have chosen it knowing you can survive it. And not only can you survive it, but you can thrive in it. Yes, you can. You really, really are enough, just as you are. And as you continue to develop and expand in consciousness, you'll see this more clearly. So I hope this is making some sense to you. I know I gave you a lot today, but I felt it was important to share. It was just something I had to share it with you, because that energy, the world is energy, and that energy of love is resonating really deeply right now. And I want you to know that you don't have to fear. You don't have to worry about how things will turn out. You don't have to wonder every single day, is it going to be okay? You don't have to look for the other shoe to drop. Things can just be okay. Things can go well for you, and that can be just how it is. Nothing has to go wrong for you. It doesn't have to be that way. You can have a good life. You can enjoy things. You can be content. You can be at peace. You can forgive. You can let go. You really can. You're strong enough to do that. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video. Thank you. I appreciate the likes. It helps with the algorithm. We want as many people to find this content as possible, because we really want to elevate the consciousness, not just of our small community, not just of our state, not just of our country, but of the world. As we elevate this consciousness, we all benefit. So as you like the video, that helps others to find the content. So be sure to leave a comment as well. Let me know what you thought about this. Ask me your questions. Let me know what you want to hear from me. Tell me, is this something we want to continue to talk about more deeply? What do you want? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And tell me, have you ever experienced that timeline shift where you're like, I chose this, I'm choosing something different. I'd love to hear your story. If you haven't, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Those are like 2 important steps so that way you don't miss any content. I do new videos every Thursday and Sunday, and then I sprinkle them in throughout the week too sometimes. So I do a lot of throwbacks from when we were teaching at church, and sometimes I do speaking out. So I'll throw that up here every now and again, and you don't want to miss it. So with that, thank you for listening. I so appreciate you watching this video, and I want you to know that I love you. I want you to love yourself and know that you are not just a drop in the ocean. No, not just a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. Own it. And I will see you in the next video.